Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Student Experience panel. My name is Emma. I'll be the moderator for today. I'm a second-year student in the Knowledge Management and Information Management stream. I'm also co-president of the Master of Information Student Council. And please say hello to our lovely panelists today. So we'll start off with a brief introduction from everyone. If I can just get your name, current program and or concentration, for year, and a little bit about your academic background, undergrad or previous grad experience you've had.
Okay. I'll start. I'm Joanna. I'm just finishing up my first year in the Masters of Museum Studies program. My academic background is I have a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Alberta, and my major in that degree was music and music history specifically.
Hey everybody, I'm Justin. My current program is Information System and Design. I'm in my second year, graduating this June, hopefully. And my academic background, I have a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Toronto.
I'm Arwa. I'm in my first year of the Archives and Archive Management concentration. And I have a bilingual double major Bachelor of Arts in History and English.
Hi everyone, I'm Sydney. I'm a second year in the combined degree program, so I'm doing the Master of Information and the Master of Museum Studies at the same time. My concentration for my Master of Information is LIS, Library and Information Science. I'm actually from the States, and my background is a Bachelor of Science from The Ohio State University in Sport Industry.
Hi everybody, I'm Charlotte. So I'm just finishing up my first year here at the iSchool. I'm concentrating in Library and Information Science as well as Culture and Technology. And I graduated about this time last year from the University of Ottawa with a Bachelor of Social Sciences in Communication and Sociology.
Hi, I'm Sam. I am also in the LIS concentration. I'm just finishing up my first year. Next year I hope to start the thesis option for the LIS concentration. My background is in music, so I did my Bachelor of Music Performance, half at the Victoria Conservatory of Music and half at Wilfrid Laurier.
Wonderful, thank you guys. As you can tell, everyone that comes into the iSchool and the Faculty of Information have really diverse backgrounds academically, culturally. So I wanted to kind of know why everyone chose to come to the faculty. What was it that kind of drove you to pursue a career in information?
Yeah, we'll start at this end. We'll remember the microphone this time for our friends joining us on the webinar. So before coming to the iSchool, I actually worked as an assistant language teacher for 3 years in Japan, and I really enjoyed working in education, however, not classroom teaching. So looking into what I could do involving education but not working in a classroom, I came across the Museum Studies program, and I'm really interested in programming and education. So doing this at the iSchool is perfect. Like in Toronto and even just within a few blocks of our building, there's so many amazing museums and so many chances to go and meet people and explore this great field that we're all getting into.
Yeah, for me, I came straight from undergrad, and I chose this program just because it's kind of more common just to have a bachelor's degree, and with this degree, you gain a lot of professional experience through co-op and practicums, and that really made me interested in this program, and that's why I decided to apply, and fortunately got in.
So I also came straight from undergrad, and for me, I was starting to realize how much I really loved history. And when I was looking into things that I could do by extension of that wasn't teaching, because I gave up on teaching. I thought like, okay, archives is cool, it's history related, it kind of merges all of my passions together, because I also really like organizing things. And on top of that, the co-op option also led me to the program because I don't have any experience in anything other than like customer service and retail. So I thought, okay, if this gives me the opportunity to learn something that I love, but then I can also get experience before I graduate, then that was perfect for me.
So I chose the iSchool because I had gone to university about 15 minutes away from my house, and I wanted to branch out and go somewhere new. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, which is about 7 hours away from here. And I found the iSchool, and it was great because the LIS is ALA accredited, so that's perfect for me if I do want to go back and work in the States instead of in Canada. So I like that flexibility. And when I had been looking for my master's, I did want to branch out. I felt that getting a master's in sport management was just too niche. So I decided that I would just kind of branch out, and I've been able to use my love of sports in this program.
So for me personally, I also came straight from undergrad, and I think what really made the UT program stick out to me, just the sheer number of opportunities, because when I was applying for my master's, I guess fall of 2017, I also went to look at Western's program and McGill's program, and really there's opportunities, like for example, there's co-op, there's practicum. For LIS students, there's a lot of on-campus jobs in the UTL library network, because we're actually one of the biggest library networks, like university library networks in North America. As well, there's other really unique opportunities, which is job shadowing. So Justin and I will actually be job shadowing together at PwC this summer. And there's just a lot of really unique opportunities that I felt that other schools were offering in their master's programs.
Hi, so I also came out straight from my undergrad, but throughout high school and my undergrad, I worked in libraries, I worked in public and academic libraries, and when I realized that I didn't really want the lifestyle of an opera singer, I kind of turned what else am I good at, and librarianship, and so I kind of entered this program to kind of get in and get out with my certification and then just start working immediately, but the amount of people that I've met along the way and the amount of academic interest that I've gained along the way, I kind of, I want to make more of this program than just getting a certificate.
Let's implement, and we'll go this way. So we're all in various stages of completing a year at the iSchool, whether the first year, second year, or third if you're in the combined degree program. So I think we can all say that we have experiences some of the highest points of our year and also some of the lowest points. And I think we'll be fairly honest because it is exam season right now. So if you want to give us an example of the best moment or the highest moment of your year, and then maybe the most challenging as well.
Sure. Best moment of my year is, I think, writing my research paper for information experience, which if you're in LIS, it's a required course. That's kind of what made me want to do the thesis option, which is crazy because it's an option. You don't have to write a thesis. Why would you write a thesis if you don't have to? But the amount of methodologies I learned, the amount of research studies that I learned, it just really made me want to pursue more academic career aspirations, which is kind of crazy, something I never thought of. So that's definitely a high. A low is just being very stressed out and working a lot. I work on campus, which is great. What Charlotte mentioned is I can just kind of walk to my work and then walk back and study. But overall, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, so I think for me personally, I can't think of exactly one moment that was my highest moment, but just in general, probably my best moment is just getting involved in various extracurriculars. So, for example, just volunteering for these info days, I find really rewarding because I like helping people. Just I think it's I get to meet so many different people that are both currently here in my faculty, but also prospective students. And I'm also I'm the social media coordinator for the Special Libraries Association. So I definitely recommend, if you do come here, or hopefully most of you are coming here this fall, definitely get involved in various activities. It's a great way to meet people from even just across concentrations. And as far as maybe my lower moments is just learning proper work-life balance in terms of just balancing how much time you're studying between work. And also trying to have some kind of a social life to kind of just navigating that, as well as I know for me, finances were a bit of a stress, and but I find the faculty and staff here are very supportive. And so when I was having financial stress, I went and made appointments to the financial advisor, and he immediately, without any questions asked, extended my tuition payment deadline. So that was a huge stress. So definitely, I recommend reaching out to the staff, and everyone's been very supportive.
So going off of Sam's, probably one of my high points was writing my paper for information experience, in which the professor, Jenna Hartel, has you do original research on a topic of your choosing. So I naturally chose sports, and I ended up writing the paper, presenting it at our iSchool conference, which is coming up in the next week or so. And then I ended up getting it published as well in the iJournal, which is our peer-reviewed journal here at the Faculty of Information. So that was a really cool experience and a way to really integrate my passion with this program and to present it to other people. The low point has probably been this semester because I went a little crazy. If you're doing full-time, you take 4 courses as a regular load. I took 5 this semester. I had 4 classes in one day. From 9 to 9, I was in class. So that was a little tough, but what's been great is the support of my colleagues and the faculty. It made it so much easier, and I was able to survive.
So following all of the same stuff that was said, for me the most rewarding parts in general is just all of the people that I've gotten to meet, because I find that even though I made friends in undergrad with people from studying other topics, here everyone really does come from different backgrounds, but we all have the same goal of beginning our lives and our information management careers all at the same time here together. So that's sort of been, like, for me, the best part. And the most challenging, again, it's already been said, but just trying to balance everything, because I find that you do need to make an effort to volunteer or find some type of part-time work that is relevant to what you're studying. And like I said, I haven't really done that before, so trying to figure out how to do enough hours at work so that I have a bit of an income, like still have a social life, see my friends, do all of my schoolwork, and find something that's going to help me with professional development has probably been the most challenging.
I would say the most rewarding moment was just working on the projects that I was really interested in. Because you'll find at the high school, you'll have opportunities to study organizations or even technology that you aren't really familiar with, but you can use these assignments as an excuse to become more familiar. Yeah, because for me, like I was really curious about blockchain, but I knew nothing about it. I had no computer science background. But yeah, one of my courses, I just got to figure out how it works, and that was really great. And I would say the most challenging part about being a high school student is just, it might be specific to UX and ISD, but a lot of time spent trying to explain your viewpoint to your group members. Because you'll find that the hardest part is just, if someone else thinks differently than you, you can't just tell them to think like you. You have to explain, you have to explain your process, I would say. And that can be very challenging. Learn how to communicate this summer really well with your thoughts, and I would say would be my best advice to overcome that hurdle.
So building off of what Justin said, in the Museum Studies program as well, we have a lot of group work, so group communication is essential. So for myself, I think the most rewarding and most challenging moments have actually been the same. So one of the first year required courses for Museum Studies, you're split into teams, and each week a team has to put on an exhibition on the 5th floor here in our Inform library. I don't know how many of you have been on tours or seen this space on the 5th floor. If not, check it out today. It's empty right now, but you can kind of have a sense of what it is like up there. So basically, I was here for 3 days straight, all day, working with 7 other colleagues to put together this exhibition wall. And it was so stressful and so much work, but so amazing at the end just to see what we had done and put up, and we felt really proud of what we've accomplished. So it's been challenging as well, working with 7 other people. People don't always agree, and so it's important to learn how to communicate and work with people who maybe you don't work very well with.
So intertwined into all those answers, everyone's kind of pointing out to things that rounded out the sort of academic experiences they have, whether it's part-time jobs or being part of a professional association. So that's what we kind of want to talk about right now, is that you just talk about sort of a day in the life, although I know, no day is the same, so maybe more like a week in the life, and the kind of different associations or clubs or extracurriculars you might be doing on top of your academics.
So one of the best things that I did this year in my time here at the iSchool was I was a work study student at the office with Andrea, who you all met earlier, working with student recruitment. So that was really a beneficial experience. I've been at all of these events, getting to meet new students and work with them. As well, for the Museum Studies Student Association, we have a Museum Studies run blog, Musings. I'd recommend you check it out. So this January, I started writing for them as a contributing editor. What else have I done? Studied a lot. Spent a lot of time at the In Forum. Social life? Yeah. It's nice though being with colleagues who are all kind of in the same boat. So sometimes, you know, your social life doesn't look as lively as you'd like it to, but it's good, you know, even just having a quick chat in the library or anything. And for volunteer work, I was really lucky this past fall to volunteer at the AGO and the Anthropocene exhibition. So that was very rewarding and kind of solidified for me, like, yeah, I definitely do want to work in museums.
I would say there's two different answers to this question, because the first 4 weeks of the term are completely different than the last 4 weeks of the term. So in the first 4 weeks, you go to class, you take notes, you do the readings, but in the last 4 weeks, it's mainly spent with your group, like multiple groups if you're a UX or an ICT student. Because like the majority of the projects here are group-based, so like you could spend hours with these people, and it's really important you like all of them. Yeah, because for me yesterday, I was here at 2:30, I left at 10, and we were just working nonstop, but well, actually that's a lie, we did talk other stuff. Yeah, and I find that's common here. That was the biggest adjustment I had to make, was getting used to working with other people for long periods of time. And besides group work, other stuff I do is I work at Robarts Library as a student library assistant. I don't want to be a librarian in the future, but I do appreciate having my job there, and recommend it for anybody who just wants calm, relaxing work.
So I have to agree that my answer is going to be more of like a semester rather than a day or a week, because each part of the semester is really drastically different. So for me, I only really have class twice a week, and that's really great in some ways, but like it's been mentioned, it's 9 to 9 one of those days, and then one class the other. So although that's difficult, I do commute from Mississauga, so that kind of makes my life a little bit easier in that way, because if I don't have anything that I have to come to campus for, then I can take that day to study at home, or I do still work part-time closer to where I live, so then that also gives me a chance to have full days available. And on top of that, I had, like, in the middle of the semester, there's a bunch of workshops that are hosted just for us iSchool students. So I attended a lot of those, and they gave me a really great opportunity to learn something that just doesn't come up in class. So I did stuff like 3D printing, biosonification. I learned about FIPA, the provincial privacy and access legislation, and that was something that like got touched upon in a lot of my classes, but I didn't understand it that well until I went to the workshop. And a lot of these workshops are only 2 to 4 hours, so it was a really great opportunity to sort of, again, learn something that I didn't have another outlet for. On top of that, I've gone to a lot of tours of archives and special libraries, and the group work is real. You think in maybe like archives and archives management, you don't get as much group work, but you do, and that's also been a really great opportunity for me to like make better connections with, you know, my colleagues as well.
So I found myself pretty busy as an high school student. I also work part-time. I work part-time at the Hockey Hall of Fame archives out in Etobicoke. So I've been able to find a really good way to merge my passion and what I'm studying. I'm also a volunteer at the Hart House Library, which kind of integrates my LIS degree. I'm going to be the iSchool Mentor Coordinator, helping the mentor program at the iSchool to kind of pair you guys possibly with current students in order to help your integration into the program a lot smoother. I played field hockey at my undergrad, and so I play with the club team here in Toronto. And I try to volunteer at these information days and at other various museum and library events out in Toronto. So it can be pretty busy, but I like a busy schedule.
Yeah, so similar to everyone else, I'll kind of just give an overview of roughly like what my semester and just kind of like my first year has been like overall. So for this semester, it's kind of crazy that it's already pretty much at the end of the semester right now at the exam period. But for this semester, I had classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I worked Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So luckily I had a 3-day weekend, but it really wasn't much of a weekend when you factor in all your readings and stuff that's going on. Otherwise, as I mentioned previously, I do social media work for the SLA, so that's kind of a daily thing, because I'm always having to tweet and make Facebook posts to kind of reach out and advertise the events that we're having. And through that, I attended various tours that the SLA puts on. So for example, we do tours of the CBC, we have an upcoming one of the National Ballet of Canada, so places that you might not even think that have a library and archives. Otherwise, a lot of one thing to note is that pretty much of the 8 classes I took this year, there was only one that didn't have a group project. And most of the group projects they can sometimes be almost like semester-long commitments. And trying to coordinate 4+ schedules of people who are all on different timelines, and some people are commuting in, and some people have up to 3 jobs. It gets really interesting. So sometimes you might find yourself having the group meeting at 10 p.m. on Sunday night, because that was the only time that worked for everybody. But overall, yeah, just keeping busy and just making sure that I'm wanting to like check out as many opportunities as possible, and just being active and volunteering and trying to. I feel really fortunate that I've gotten to meet so many new people, both inside the iSchool and just in a kind of the U of T community as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, similarly, similar to everyone else, it's been a busy year. It's been great. I volunteered here at the Info Days. I think I volunteered at all of them. I'm pretty sure, and it's amazing because now we're like a little family because we all volunteer together. We get these cool shirts, and it's really fun. And it's been really amazing, and I'm definitely coming back next year, so you can sign me up. But I also work. I've worked 3 jobs this semester. One of them was a work study that was really amazing. I got to gain so much valuable experience from that. And I also worked as a student clerk at one of the libraries, and I also work as a graduate student librarian assistant at Robarts in the Scholarly Communications and Copyright Office, which has been really amazing, really fantastic work. Kind of a day in the life, because I have a busy schedule and I work a lot. Is I would work from 9 a.m. until 12:30, and then I would have class 1 to 4, and then I would go to the gym at Hard House, which is an amazing resource. Use it. It's beautiful. It's stunning. Oh my gosh, go do it. The best place to work out ever. And then I would study for about 2 to 3 hours, and then I'd work again from 8 until midnight. That's not every day. That's only 3 days a week. So it's not a lot. It's also not necessary. And I don't think I'm going to do that next year. But it's just been really amazing. It's been busy, but I've met so many good people, and I have not had a bad group experience yet. So if you're scared about the amount of group work that you're going to get, I have not yet had an experience where we haven't gotten along or things have not worked out. Google Hangouts is your friend. So use it. It's been great.
So we'll really quickly back along here. Just want to make sure we have time for questions at the end. You'll just give me 1 or 2 sentences about something that you wish you knew when you were first starting at the iSchool that you now know.
I wish I had known that I wanted to get into more academics. I love it, and I wish that I pursued this sooner.
Yeah, I think the same for me, because I think initially, like, I worked so hard during my undergrad just to get into my master's, and I think I kind of thought, not that I wasn't going to work hard in my master's, but I think I thought to myself, oh, I won't do school after this. But now that I've gotten kind of a taste of like this faculty, I'm like, I've got my eyes on the PhD program, so definitely gonna kind of keep working hard for that.
One thing I wish I knew was that it was gonna be okay. Because I kind of panicked and was getting really worried, and imposter syndrome is very real. You will sit in class and think, why am I here? Everyone's so much smarter than me and has way more experience. Literally everyone is thinking the same thing. So it's gonna be okay, you're gonna make some amazing friends here because we're all in the same boat, so don't worry.
I think the one thing I wish I knew, and sort of my biggest advice, is double concentration is not worth it. I was really sold on that when I first started, of like, I want to do USD and ARM. And then I realized, honestly, there's so many amazing courses and you don't have to take all the required courses for both concentrations to be able to get something out of both. So I would say, like, I wish I knew that earlier, so I had planned my courses out a bit better.
There are a lot of things. And I would say that this is more specific to ISD, but if you take the ISD concentration, your goal, or you won't end up being a developer unless you have a computer science background, which you will become probably able to be an analyst, I'd say, because you'll be able to not fully understand how the system works, but be able to communicate with developers. So you'll be the intermediary between the business and technology side, and that's what the high school prepares you to be, not developers, to make it clear.
And so I think we've just talked a lot about how busy we all are, which is great. But one thing I wish I knew is just, it's okay to enjoy it. Like, we're only here for 2 or 3 years, so, get involved, like, enjoy your projects, have fun with it.
Amazing. Just to kind of jump off 2 of those things there. 1, your concentrations do not appear on your transcripts. So take as many courses as you want, jump into one and get that really deep knowledge. But you don't really have to worry about getting that extra qualification. It doesn't appear anywhere. So it's really just for yourself to explore those concentrations. And then 2, something that I wish I knew, and I get a lot of this from first and second years alike, who come up to me and say, oh, I'm doing this and this, I want to do everything. I want to go to this special workshop. I want to take this job, and I want to join this committee. And they just come up to me and go like, how do I do that? Like, how do you fit all this into your schedule? I think we can all kind of feel that way. And the best advice you can give is just, you don't have to do all of it. You really have to pick and choose what is going to be meaningful to you. So I think over this summer before you start, think about that. And then also by the time you start, by the time you get to the end of your first year, what is meaningful to you might change. So, go along for the ride, as people have said, enjoy it. Because it can be a really fun journey. And then when you look back on it, as we all are now, you're just kind of amazed at the different places you were able to go, especially if you let yourself be flexible. So I think we have some time for questions. Do you have questions for our panelists? Right there, yeah.
I don't know, I was just wondering, because you 2 said that you realized you really enjoyed the academic side with it. You don't have to choose whether you're going to do a thesis immediately, right? Yeah. No.
Yes, we do it. So could you just repeat the last half, or the first half?
You don't have to choose to do a thesis immediately in the beginning of first year, because I'm doing one now and it is killing me.
Yeah. No, I think I'll let Sam do this, or she's already doing the thesis, but I believe that is, because you don't start it until second year.
So your proposals due in the end, so in the beginning, in September of your second year. You have to take a research methodologies course, and you have to take a reading course. You can take your research methodologies course anytime in the first year. I'm actually going to be taking mine in the summer, and it's going to be out of faculty because they aren't offering one in this faculty. And you just have to get that approved by the head. Also, you have to take a reading course with your supervisor, and that's going to be your lit review during your second year. So I didn't decide until about 2 weeks ago that I wanted to do a thesis, because I was whiffling and waffling on it. And being like, do I really want to do this to myself? But yes, I do. So no, it's not required. You can take your full. It would be easier to take your research methodologies course in your second semester of your first year, but it's not necessary.
Other questions? Yes.
I was wondering if you guys had any student associations that you recommend.
Yeah. Okay, so what's great about when you start here is that in September, we have what's called Clubs Day. And so we're all up on the 7th floor. Every club and association have a table, and they have a great sheet. You sign up. I recommend, honestly, just put your email on all of the lists, because you never know what's going to show up. There's the Association of Canadian Archivists that have a U of T branch. The AMIA, which is for Moving Images Archives, they have an association. There's I'm going to plug this because this is my thing, the iSchool Book Club, which is super fun. It gives you a month where you just read a non-academic book that's under 350 pages. It's not a big commitment, but we bring baked goods and snacks. And so there's just all of these little different clubs. There's Librarians Without Borders. What else am I missing? SLA, French club, or yeah. And so there's so many different opportunities, and in the end, if there's something, because my friend who started the iSchool Books Club 2 years ago just went, I'm surprised there's not a book club here. This is an LIS program kind of school. So she just made it. So even if there's not an association, you can make your own.
I'm going to answer if you want to answer as well. Oh, sorry, I thought you were asking for the mic. If I could also plug the Master of Information Student Council, so we run the club day in September. So it's more community governance. We hold events, professional development all year. And you get, there's 27 people on the council, so you get a real breadth of people who are interested in the iSchool and interested in being involved. You just get a whole variety of students who are here. We have a question, I think.
Yeah, could you speak to the difference, sorry, could you speak to the difference between the exhibition project and the thesis option in the MST?
Kind of. I just, for the combined degree program, I did my first year in my Master of Information, getting all of my requirements there. And then in my second year, I did my first year of museum studies. So into next year, you either choose a thesis option for museum studies or you choose an exhibition project. So the exhibition project is what 99% of people go for. And what you do is you either, you get a group together and other museums will either pitch their exhibition ideas to the classes in that September of your second year, kind of saying, here, this is either an idea we had, or if you have an idea, it can sometimes come out of your internship, which most students take between their first and second year, and they can create their own exhibition. But basically, it's a whole year project. So you're working with a group or you're working individually with a museum and you're creating an exhibition. So one of our soon-to-be alums, Rachel, put hers together with the Markham Museum about businesses on Main Street in Markham. And so she actually had a whole little individual cabin to herself to create this exhibition. So she worked with the curator and with the director and with all of the people in the museum to create that exhibition. So she put that on, and she was crazy and put it on in November. But it was really cool because she partnered with the Museum of Toronto and was able to fully fledged create the labels, create the designs, decide what artifacts were going into the exhibition. So there's groups ranging from one person to 4 or 5 people. I know someone made a calendar, so exhibition is very flexible and broad. And there's also digitization of collections. So it's a really broad way to just integrate museums into what you might want to do when you are a museum professional.
Yes, you can. Go for it.
So Sydney did a great job of explaining. One thing you don't have to decide right off the bat, like we're saying, if you're going to do a thesis or an exhibition project, as well, most students show in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're interested in what the students who are graduating this year have been doing for their exhibition projects, there is a poster in the lobby, kind of near the washrooms there. So you can go and read that and see all the different projects that students have been up to this year.
I think we have time for one more question.
Yeah, right there.
So this is more for Justin, just because I'm interested in doing ISB as well. As someone who is coming from a non-technical background, like, is there any recommendations you can make about like how you handle the courses, or like what you wish you could have done maybe the summer before to better prepare for the courses in first year?
That's a good question. I would say that like there's really 3 people you need in every group. One who knows the technical stuff, one who can write really well, and one who knows how to diagram. If you can do one of those things really well, you're in a good position. And also, most importantly, most of the syllabus for the courses are online, and the props don't change too often. They might, I can't verify that information, sorry. But you could do the readings ahead of time and prepare yourself that way. Because it's not, it makes a lot of sense like once you know it, but it takes a while to know how to diagram, because there's very specific notation styles and semantics, and to really gain the most out of this program, just being very well versed in different ways to model, like such as UML or DFD diagrams, data flow diagrams, business process management. Sorry, I don't want to take this too much time, but yeah, just look at the syllabuses and reach out to students who are in the program if you have questions. Yeah.
All right, everyone, that's all the time we have for today, but a huge round of applause for our panelists. I'm not sure now, but I think it might be scavenger hunt. Something like that, yes. Enjoy. And if you guys want to ask any questions to the panelists, we'll be around all day.
It's like hard to, like there's a couple of times where I'm like, I'm blabbering and like there's something else.
During the break, you can make someone that and I'm like, I don't know, man, like, but not on your, like,
Thank you so much.
What about you guys? Is it scavenger hunt? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, like, we never